Welcome to the Bobcat News. Hey guys, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Rob.
Today we have an example of the American dream.
All right, welcome. Could you say your name and spell it for the camera, please?
You bet. Mark Kohler, M-A-R-K, K-O-H-L-E-R.
Can you tell us a little bit about something you do for a living?
You bet. So I help people live their American dream. I want people to fulfill their passion in life, doing what they love, and making money at it. I'm a CPA, attorney, best-selling author, radio show host, and I speak around the country implementing strategies and helping them structure their life and their business so they can make money doing what they love. Now, a lot of this is about just starting a business. It's learning how to create a business plan. It's filing your taxes. It's bookkeeping. And it sounds boring at first, but what's so exciting for me is to see someone sit down, talk about their plan, start to implement it, and then within weeks, months, or even years, be able to quit another job they might be doing on the side to really do what they love doing. Now, I was always an entrepreneur. I, as a kid, always had a lemonade stand. I had a small business in high school, college, owned multiple businesses. So I feel like I'm an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur, and I want people to have an entrepreneur side to their life, no matter how old they are. Right now, start making money on the side. Start a business, selling something on the web, doing landscaping, janitorial, anything on the side to make some money so that you can start to build a business that's substantive, that can be a career, fulfilling your life's passion. That's American.
That was a pretty good interview.
Next up, we have Lauren, who takes us on a
I
vacation.
love vacations.
We're going to Las Vegas today.
Yay.
Your brother? Sorry. Levi, what card did you get? Mom! The largest chevron.
The largest chevron.
That doesn't look that big.
It's ginormous.
I feel like I've seen bigger.
TBH getting gas from the 96th pump. So, we're finally on our way from Las Vegas to San Diego. Are you ready?
Yep.
We'll see. We're at the Mormon Italian Museum in San Diego. We finally made it.
Awesome. We're just taking a little break in here. I was just telling the hard work you did with this one.
I found one. These are definitely worth the wait. Wow, today, Levi. SeaWorld!
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 Yes, he did! Ladies and gentlemen, that's right!
Doing a riptide rescue. So stressed that we're gonna be wet for the rest of the day.
Just fine.
It'll be good.
We'll be fine.
Okay, we're gonna watch the orcas now. We're in the wet zone, but we're already soaked, so no big deal. Let's do this, baby. It's really comforting knowing that they just took you off the ride because there's technical difficulties and they expect you to want to get back on. Okay, a little update. We did it, and it was so fun, and we only waited for like 6 minutes, and now we're gonna do it again. Why not?
need you behind the blue line on.
Sesame Street teacup.
After this ride, I want
Someone's on this ride.
to do today again.
All right, the brake is on. Feel free to stand up and move around.
how cute that one is.
OMG, there's a rhinoceros. Oh,
They stick their tongue up in their nose.
Most likely that would make him a little sick at his stomach, and he would shy away from them.
Love that.
This is the lazy way to do the zoo.
There's a panda right there. Aww.
Oh my gosh!
Like, oh my gosh, too many children. I can't even.
There is the elephant that's probably over by the fence, the Asian elephant out there.
Hey, buddy.
For predators, and if
How's it going?
what happened to
These straws are made from renewable resources, so like, I don't know, I guess that's cool. Ending the day at the beach. Having salad and pizza in Little Italy today.
Guess the birds.
We're on the bridge to Coronado.
Welcome back from your vacation, guys.
Feeling pretty tired. Oakley will now take us dancing.
My name is Oakley Erickson, and I started dancing when I was about 8 years old. I never told my mom that I wanted to dance, but she decided to put me in because she said that I was always dancing around the house all the time. When I first started dancing, I was learning how to do tap, jazz, and lyrical. After doing those styles for about 6 years, I decided to take a break from dancing. In those 2 years of not dancing, my grandpa had convinced me to start dancing again, but this time I decided to learn how to clog. Clogging came to England in the 1400s. Clogging originated in the Appalachian Mountains. Once I started clogging, I immediately fell in love with it. I have been able to attend competitions and win awards for my dancing. If I wouldn't have started dancing again, I wouldn't have had a talent to show in distinguished young women's.
You guys want a quick lesson on baking?
I think the cookies are burning.
In honor of spring right around the corner, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a pavlova. So pavlova is traditionally a spring dish named after this prima ballerina all the way in New Zealand. Many people think that it's actually from Australia, but it's actually in New Zealand, and that's kind of just off the coast of Australia. So let's go! And to make this quick and easy pavlova, you only need 5 ingredients. You need 1 1/4 cups of white granulated sugar. You need 4 egg whites, room temperature. And then you need 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of lemon, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And once you have all your ingredients measured out, you just need to put it all into one big bowl that you're going to use. And you need your 4 egg whites in there, and then you're just going to whisk it up until your egg whites are all fluffy and ready to go. So once your egg whites are all fluffy and ready to go, the next step is to add in your sugar. So you want to actually just add in your sugar a tablespoon at a time. If you add in too much at one time, then it's going to break up your eggs and it's going to ruin your whole entire dish. And you know you're done when your mixture turns into this white glossy color. Also, how you can check is you can lift your little whisk out of your bowl and stand it up, and if the mixture forms stiff white peaks, and you can move on to your next step. And the next step is just to add in your lemon and your vanilla extract into your mixture. And a quick tip for mixing in all your ingredients, make sure you fold it into your batter instead of harshly mixing it. And the last step, but definitely not the least, is pouring it onto your lined baking sheet, and you want to pour it into the middle so it forms a circle. And then just put it in the oven for 300 degrees for an hour, and then let it rest for an hour after. Throw some whipped cream and fresh raspberries and strawberries on there, and there you have it, your perfect Russian pavlova.
The cookies came out just right.
Just
on our
right.
end. It was good. They didn't.
The marshmallows kind of dissolved.
But it's okay. Tyson, let's hear it with that psychology on advertising.
And this year, the 60 horsepower engine is on a par with the 85 for accessibility.
Advertisements have been around since before the radio was invented. In fact, they date back to the 19th century when a French newspaper, Émile de Girardin, they relied on paid advertisements in order to make their newspaper cheaper. And it worked. More people bought the newspaper. But nowadays, ads are everywhere. They're at your bus stops. They're in your smartphone. They're at your local hospital. The fact is that advertisements are everywhere. And they're constantly manipulating you. Advertisements fall mostly into 3 categories: logos, pathos, and ethos. Logos is when they use statistics, numbers, data. They use those to try to convince you to buy their product, such as A is better than B because of C.
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed would recommend Trident to their...
Then there's pathos, which attacks the human emotions. It makes you feel bad or guilty for not using their product. Think of animal shelter advertisements. Then there's ethos, which uses celebrity endorsement, or they try to make it look like everyone is using the product, trying to make you the odd man out, trying to make you feel like you need the product.
Messi?
Hey kid.
Kobe Bryant?
But there are many other ways an advertisement can implant itself into your subconscious. For example, colors. The color red is mostly used when you see signs like clearance or a big sale, because it gives a sense of urgency. You see red on most items in your life, so you're trained to think, stop, look, over here. And then there's blue, which is targeted more at men. Men like blue more than other colors. So, for example, on Cabela's websites, they have announcements in blue. So men are more attracted and will probably click on them more often than women. And then there's green, which a lot of food companies use to make you think that their food is actually healthier than it actually is. Because green makes you think of health, tranquility, and just overall nutrition. If you combine logos, pathos, and ethos with the colors, you have yourself a perfect ad that no one can help but look at. But like everything else in this world, advertisements change. Their demographics change. Advertisements in the 90s were wildly different from advertisements in the early 2000s. In just a couple years, everything can change. Look at McDonald's. They have admitted to advertising toward children because if you get a child, you have a long customer. You have a lifelong customer. Now look at Carl's Jr. They advertise more towards adults, more specifically adult men. They're trying to make them feel awesome or cool for eating their burgers. Another example of a demographic change in advertising would be Old Spice. The early commercials were highly targeted at women.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me.
Trying to convince them that they can get their man to smell like what they want them to. But then after a while, Old Spice changed the demographic from women to men. Even today, there is a massive shift in what makes a good advertisement. What is that shift? Memes.
Want to spray cranberry? To show you the power of flex tape. I saw this boat in half.
Some of the most successful ad campaigns have happened because of the internet taking one thing and turning it into many. Companies may not realize it now, but eventually they will. But until then, we'll all be watching the advertisements. Why? Because we can't help it.
Now we have Jess, who's going to show us off some of her percussion.
Have you ever wondered about 4-mallet percussion? Well, I'm sure you haven't, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. In order to hold 4 mallets, you're going to take your first mallet and stick it in the fleshy part of your hand, and you're going to hold that down with your middle finger. And then you're going to take your second one, and you're going to put it in between your ring finger and your middle finger. And then you're going to be able to play with both. Hello and welcome. This is Jessica playing her smooth tunes. Yay, Jess. And finally, these are some pictures of me and Lauren and the front line at Madison, crushing and slaying our own lives. Okay, well, this has been fun. Peace out.
Thanks for joining us on this week's Bobcat News. See ya.
Bye, guys.